Shalom. Ko Holo Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Raha HaKadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. My name is Barada Ball, coming to you from the GMS campus, Indianapolis. And to all those listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom, especially to so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that make up the 12 tribes of Israel, the elect of the body of true believers of Israel. As you can see in front of you, you have Oregon, Washington Forest Service employees speak on layoffs. I'm going to play this one. I know today, this was 3 days ago, but within today, and actually, several days, as everyone can see, there's been a transition of many jobs being lost. And in the media, they've been pushing this. And as a process of people, whether they be in some form of government, state, local, federal, all aspects that are connected within these things, wildlife, sanitation, they're all being affected. And in the process of that is just putting me more and more in the spirit of us trusting in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Because when all these things are happening, people that don't have the Lord, people are walking dead. And that not having Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, they're going to react and do things in ways and act in certain ways that's going to be that's going to not be becoming of someone of a good character. You'd have the laws of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, just starting with the initial 10 commandments. Thou shalt not have any other gods before me. So people are going to, when they start losing things that they had most high possessions, whether it be their money, who they held above Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, whether it's been their home, they lose those things, then they lose their spouse, man or woman, infighting. We're in the time of Jacob's trouble, and it's only going to increase. But like he said, the elect shall be saved out of it. And so as we're starting to see these things and understanding through my personal experience in layoffs, being the last hired and the first fired, we're starting to see that the nation, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, they're actually being massively affected by these changes. And many of them have put their hope, because they don't have Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, so they've put their hope in Trump. Many of these people who have voted for making America great again, they're being caught in the mass confusion of, and now looking back and saying, what did I vote for? And so I'm going to play this video. There was a point in the very beginning of it. I'm going to stop. I probably don't play all of it, but there was a point that was made that actually brought me to a few of these scriptures and these thoughts. So again, hopefully the lesson or the information is edifying unto the elect body. Here we go.
For the United States Forest Service and National Park Service is starting to see layoffs under the Trump administration's attempts to cut back on federal spending.
And the layoffs left many decades-long employees in the Pacific Northwest wondering where to go from here. Fox 12's Carly Olson spoke with some of those employees and has more for us this evening. Carly?
Yeah, that's right. Many of those forests and parks are in the Pacific Northwest. And today I spoke to employees from the Colville National Forest in Washington and the Deschutes National Forest here in Oregon. They tell me their jobs have been the culmination of lifelong passions and hundreds of hours of seasonal work. And for now, the future looks hazy.
I've gone through the phases of grief. I've been crying. I've been
Now, the point that she made, okay, and really that was the main point, so I'm not even going any further. But she says right now, the future looks hazy. And so let's get this in the scriptures. This is it says Sirach, not Sirach, Salaki. I pick Sirach and I go back and forth between the two. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. It says, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh. When thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So this is the time the doors of mercy are going to soon be shut. Just like in the time of Noah, Yahushua said when the people were eating and drinking and giving in marriage, and Noah was prophesying that it would rain to the point of a flood of destruction, and the people didn't believe. And then when he went in and Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, shut that door and sealed it, and it began to rain, then it was too late. So again, you have the prophets that are out on the streets. That is a strong and indicator that we are in those times, and that the people, the children of Israel, need to get right and prepare. They're crying out loud, blowing the trumpet, of all the abominations upon the earth, mainly for the elect. 2/3 of the people are going to continue to scoff. They're not going to take things serious. And like Yahushua told Isaiah, when Isaiah said, how long? He says, until destruction comes, roughly paraphrasing. There's going to be still our people doing wickedly. Still our people believing in the system because they was created to do so until the end. So for those who truly believe, this is a time to continue to get right and cleave to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai with all the things that are going on. So it says, remember thou now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So then when things start to happen, now you want to call on the Lord. No, now is the time to do it. Jake, the Israelites wants to be so last minute in things. They want things when they want it. And that's not how it works. Okay? Because you could very well start to turn away your hand of the Lord, and then you'll be that one in Proverbs where he says, I will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When he stretched out his hand and you pulled the shoulder, right? So then when you call and needing help, he's not going to hear you. So we don't want to be in that position. But let's keep going. He says, while the sun and the light on the moon and the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. So while we still have time, okay, we still have time, all right, while before he pulls those prophets off the streets, okay, the ones that could teach you the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding, the way to salvation, okay. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble. Who are the keepers of the house? You have Esau, Edom, the elites. All right, they're the ones that have the banking and the monetary systems, the housing. They see how things are moving, and they're trembling. Okay. And the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders ceased. And as you look, when you look into grind, people say, I'm on my grind. People are losing their jobs. Companies for quite some time have been laying off. Companies have been closing for quite some time now. And it's been a gradual process. Okay. Now you're seeing there was the private sector, right? The corporate sector, private. Now you have the federal, Okay, so all these different jobs, we had just in the beginning of this year, going into like the start of last year, how they went into this long list of companies that were to close their stores, some to completely close their doors. The grinders shall cease because they are few. And now you look out and there's very few jobs, but there's lots of people looking for work. So then what do you think that they're going to do? If they can't find jobs, they can't feed their family, they can't feed themselves, then they're going to look to do things, again, like I mentioned before, that's not becoming of someone. Women who said they didn't need a man, who said I can do bad all by myself. This is mainly for you, Jake, women, so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American women. But you hear the so-called the Northern Kingdom tribe, or excuse me, the Southern Kingdom tribe women, Judah, so-called African American women. You see them up front saying it the most. Things that are unseemly, right? Things that you would never think that you would do. You would have those selling themselves, just to get a morsel of meat, a piece of bread, protection, just to be shielded from homelessness. Okay, it's just because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. And that's what she mentioned in that first part, where I want to go back to that really quick, if I could. That statement she made.
In Oregon, they tell me their jobs have been the culmination of lifelong passions and hundreds of hours of seasonal work. And for now, the future looks hazy.
The future looks hazy, says, and those that look outside the windows be darkened. The future looks hazy. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sounds of the grinding is low. You're starting to see people are losing their jobs. He says, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So you see, there is no mirth. Okay, there's not going to be any mirth in the streets. Okay, let me see if I can. Because just think back, you take it years ago. You take it back years ago, a lot of these people, several years back were in a good state. They never thought that they would be in a position that they are today. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 24, verse 11. It says, there is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. So there's that thought now of how I'm going to feed my family. Where I'm going to go. And what we're saying is, those of his servants will be taken care of. Those who cleave on to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and have their full faith in him. All right. It says now that wine, they're trying to look for a way. They're trying to get some understanding. Okay. And we don't want to be caught in that way. It says, in the city is left desolation and the gates smitten with destruction. Because it's going to come to a point where, it's just going to be nothing but infighting and sedition. Okay. Let's see if I can get this. Because again, as this stuff comes on and people, they get backed into a corner, they're going to begin to fight. This is the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 16. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Trump is the king right now. And they're not going to regard his policies and the things that he's pushing forth. Pretty soon they're going to, and any of those that he set up, judges that are along with him, Elon, they're gonna want to fight, and you're gonna have, at some point, you may have the military coming into many neighborhoods, a militia, and so we don't want to get caught in those things. Okay, it says they shall not regard their kings nor their princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay, because they've trusted in this system, and all they've noticed from their voting and everything, and all they've noticed is that their livelihood has been stripped from them. So I'm just going to end it there. As you can see, there's been a lot of layoffs. Today, there's been several different cities that talked about the IRS. As you can see, could IRS layoff affect your 2025 tax return? And seeing that's, again, their people's hope is hazy as far as like the future and what they're looking forward to. Okay, so our future is in the future of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. I think I didn't get this last scripture. This is the book of Isaiah 55, verse 6 and 7. It says, "Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near." This is to you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. "Let the wicked forsake his way." Now, this wicked is dealing with, our people do wickedly. And the way that we've been given is the way of righteousness. But our people, when we go into the other ways of the other nations and do our own thing, we become wicked. All right. And so, or do wickedly. So we got to forsake those ways and come back to righteousness. So it says, let the wicked, again, the Israelite, because the laws were given unto you, forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let him return unto the Lord. You can't return to something that you never had. So that's another point, that Israel will be the ones to return. He's married unto us. Okay, and the elect will do so on this side. Let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. So when we turn away, we cleanse ourselves, or we shed the old man and we turn back to the Lord. He will protect us, and he will give us all the essentials, the things that we're in need of as these days draw evil. So I hope that this lesson was edifying, uplifting, exhorting to the elect of true believers of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Before I end, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Raha HaKadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered throughout the four corners of the globe. And to all those listening and learning, to you, I say Shalom.